SELAH, SELAH, SELAH moments.
Hello, everyone. It's Nikki Cherie, your corporate MC, mentor, and coach. And today I have a very special guest with me, Miss Janine Cunningham from the 88 Works Concepts. She is the host of the 88th Hour. And as you can see, we are on location. It is sunny. It is very hot here.
Very hot.
And I am coming off of the heels of having a grandson born, yay, within the last 24 hours. So how appropriate is us to talk about the topic of renew. Each week, I encourage you to pause, reflect, restore, and renew. And for the month of September, I wanted to be able to go through all of those topics with you live. And so we are going to talk about renew today. What does it really mean to renew? And when I thought about this topic, and Janine and I were looking at the new bundle of joy, I thought, wow, that is renewal. Renewed hope. Renewed hope with bright eyes, nothing's tainted. A baby comes into this world with no perspective of what can harm them, what can hurt them, no fear. All they know is the love and protection of their parent, just like we know the love and protection of the Lord. And so I wanted to get your feedback, Janine, in terms of what it means to renew for you as I share with sisters embracing life and healing. So we are excited to be here today, and I'm going to stay true to form. We're not going to make this Selah moment really long, but the point is to really give you some encouragement for this week. As you take time to renew, I want to start off with what's the definition. So when I look up what does it mean to renew something on the online dictionary, here's what it says. Renew means to renovate, repair, restore, suggest making something the way it formerly was. To renew means to bring back an original condition of freshness and vigor to one's enthusiasm. So if you think about freshness and vigor, you can take a couple of angles. So I'll start. I thought about the week that I was having. It's been a pretty challenging week in terms of travel, in terms of demand that's being placed on my time, and me really wanting to be in certain places throughout the week. And in the midst of trying to get everything accomplished, as you can see, I lost my voice because I caught a cold or flu or something, and I really started to feel depleted. And what I realized in my time of prayer is that I needed to be renewed. My cup had run dry. How many of you know that you can't give from a well that's dry? And because my cup had run dry, I had nothing left to give. It was time for me to renew. And I thank God that He pulled me aside and He poured back into me His word that, one, let me know that I could make it, that I was going to accomplish everything that I set out to do, and I was going to do it with excellence. And two, I wasn't depleted. I wasn't run down because I always was plugged into the source, which is my Heavenly Father. So I encourage you this week that if you need spiritual renewal, if you feel empty, if you feel like something is missing, go to your Heavenly Father, spend that time in prayer and meditation, and let Him refresh your soul. He says that you can be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yes.
How about you, Janine? What are some ways you renewed this week?
I have, with my podcast, coming up with different topics, different ways to present information, positive, uplifting stories. Many years ago, my husband and I used to have a home remodeling business. And then it got to the point where it was like, okay, it's time for us to pause. So we did that, but my mindset was one that I had to keep moving. I had to keep going. So I said, okay, I can't stop with my own business. So I have to come up with something new. So it's funny how He will put people in your path to help keep you going. And so I got one client that said, hey, I need you to do this. And then another one came along and so forth. And then that evolved into something that I also do, which is the 88 Works Concepts. Well, from that, the 88th Hour was a spinoff. And here it is, 2 years later, I am still getting clients and people to interview and giving great topics. So it's just something that I did not expect. And every time I get ready to pause again, it's like, nope, something else comes up. So always feel the need to just keep pushing and keep renewing. And you can revamp old things. It doesn't have to stay in the same form.
That's right.
It can take on something totally different, but the baseline is still the same.
I think that's incredible because I know that a lot of the sisters embracing life and healing who watch me on a weekly basis endeavor to be an entrepreneur. And in this journey of trying to reach your goals, for example, trying to reach higher heights, sometimes that can become frustrating.
Yes.
Especially if you think that your business model may be stale, or you're not getting the client group that you want, or you're not building that customer base as quickly or generating that revenue. Remember what Janine said. She took a business model that she had with her husband and renewed it and changed it into something totally different. So not only did the business model change, but she had a renewed sense of energy and passion and excitement as new ideas are created.
Absolutely.
So I encourage you this week that as you think about renewal, you can look at it in any area of your life. We already talked about renewing of your mind. Everything starts here. As a man thinketh, so is he. You can renew physically. I've just recently gone through a health and wellness challenge, and I have met my goal. It has taken me since June to now to get to the point where I have a healthier lifestyle in terms of eating, but I have a renewed sense of passion in terms of maintaining my temple and being healthy. So when these little challenges, these little hiccups come along the way, I'm not knocked down for weeks. I'm recovering. And so I'm happy about that. When you think about relationships, I know that Janine and I, we're both now empty nesters. Our youngest children have graduated and gone to college. And think about how exciting that is, because now we can renew the flame with our husbands. Relationships can also be renewed.
Yes, they
How
can.
about that?
Absolutely.
Anything you want to add there?
And all I got to say is just make sure that you don't necessarily have to recreate what you used to have. Have new flavor, have new life, and you can find different joys and excitements in places that you didn't even expect. So just keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Keep pushing. And so we're not going to hold you long. We hope that this word of encouragement will help you this week as you take the time to renew. And don't forget to SELAH, pause, reflect, restore, and renew. Until next time, be blessed.